Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everything in between. Welcome to
Uh,
the emptiest slate that we have had so far because we don't have anything that we specifically are going to talk about, but we are here. And as always, I am always joined by a man wearing a very ugly hat.
I kind of like to keep that trend going. The guy with the ugly hats.
Wearing an ugly hat. Oh, well, okay. I
Hey,
mean,
there's nothing wrong with the Yankees. I mean, it matches. It goes along with my shirt.
well, that's
For those
cute.
that it's Brooklyn. I know it's not really. It should be like Mets, but whatever. It
Well,
works
you. Why would it be the Mets?
because the Mets they play in Queens was right next to Brooklyn.
But I mean, why does that? Why does that have to be a? Why would you have to wear a Mets hat?
It would just geographically looks. It's right.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. They don't. Well, they don't associate the Mets with the Yankees.
No,
I'm sorry. They don't associate the Mets with Brooklyn.
no Dodgers.
Yeah. Which you know.
Anyway,
Anywho, how are
so
you on this fabulous Friday, sir?
a little sore. Took a couple days off work.
A little sore, huh?
Yeah, they they allow me to do that, so I do.
Well, that's awful nice of them.
Right? I mean, it had to go through a bunch of rigmarole, but that's how it is.
Rigmarole. Okay, I like that one. We're off to using big words today.
That's kind of what we do.
Yeah, I like to use big words every once in a while. I steal them from Jim Cornette's podcast after I learn what they mean. My favorite
You
word for a while
break
was
out the dictionary.
my favorite word for a while was feckless.
Feckless.
Yeah, it means like it's just a um, different way of it means like worthless, useless. So I was describing Joe Biden as feckless quite often.
Yeah, he's very feckless.
Yeah. Did you happen to see the video of poor Mitch McConnell?
Oh, which one?
The newest one.
No, I saw the one where he's standing at the podium stroking out, and not in a good way.
I don't think there's any place for an 80-year-old man to stroke out in a good way.
Good way for what I mean.
Nobody would want to see that.
Somebody would.
There are some fucked up people. Damn, we're 3 minutes in. I shouldn't have said that.
I don't think anybody watches, so it's
We're
gonna
not
be
going to
okay. We're gonna fly under the
um.
YouTube radar.
So, are you talking about the one that happened a while back, or the
Yeah,
one that?
yeah.
Okay, so he did it again.
Oh boy.
Yesterday or the day before yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Um, and oddly enough, a reporter said, "What are your thoughts on running again in 2024 or something like that, or 2026 or something like that?" And he went, "Huh, well,"
And just
and
froze.
and then his aide came up and was like, "Senator, did you hear the question?" And he was like, and she repeated it like really loud next to him, and she was like, "Okay, give us a minute." And he had like a death grip on this podium that he was standing at, and like there's an angle that I saw from another angle that another camera had where like she had to like physically pull his hand off of the podium because he had like a death grip.
Good
And
God.
I mean, it's bro, you
People who are
we
not in favor of term limits, they need to use this as a wake up call.
look at the
Jesus.
ages of some of these, and look, I'm saying term limits on all sides. McConnell's a Republican,
Yeah, I know.
and it's time to sit in your rocking chair, Paw Paw.
Oh, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, look at the state of some of the politicians that are up there: Pelosi, Biden, McConnell. I mean, it's at this point now, it's sad.
Well, yeah, and Trump is not a spring chicken either.
No, but he's
not a career politician. I get it.
Well, he's not a career, but he's 10 times more cognitive than any of them.
Oh, no doubt.
I watched a video of him that somebody shared of him playing golf the other day. He did a move that you see pro golfers do where they have their putter and the back of the putter can pick up a golf ball.
Mm-hmm.
He picks up his golf ball, whoop, catches it right out of the air. Just, I mean, in a smooth motion like you would see a pro do. And it was
so
like
he's more than capable.
Yeah. I mean, but he's never been one of those people that's never come off as really not cognitive, you know what I mean? Like,
right, yeah.
I mean, he's always seemed like one of those people that's kept his head in the game. And I was thinking about this the other day. And I don't even know if we talked about this. We might have. It's been a while. At this point, yes, are there people that are running in the Republican race that at this point I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing them, give Trump a run for his money. At this point, after all the shit that's going on with the guy, I want him to win.
I do too.
I want him to win.
I
want him to win so he can smack the shit out of him, Yeah. I mean, it's sad that, Astros are losing. No, that's not sad. Go Yankees. I'll say that out loud. Go Yankees. They're beating the Astros 3-0.
See? Power of the hat.
It's sad that it's power of the hat, my ass. It's sad that it's come to this where, there are really good candidates that are out there. Like we talked about, I think a while back, Vivek Ramaswamy, Nikki Haley, DeSantis. There's all these Tim Scott. There's all these guys out there that are capable of winning and running and that would do good things for the country. But they've dicked around this man so much that it is. I want him to win to smack them in the jaws.
Yes, and I think he will. And as long as he's on the ballot, and if he's not on the ballot, I'm writing him in. I'm not voting for anybody other than Trump. I mean, that's really the only way. That's our only option that I can see. I don't trust DeSantis, Vivek Ramaswamy. I don't trust him. I think he's saying all the right things that we want to hear right now.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the thing.
You're definitely right about that.
So usually when somebody comes that hard after saying every single thing that everybody wants to hear, I don't trust it. I don't buy it.
Yeah.
So our only option is Trump.
Yeah. I like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I liked a lot of things that he says. He won't get the
he's in the deep state too.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. And the reason I'll make sure I didn't mute myself again. The reason I say that this time about, I say this about him is two things. He doesn't have, as somebody who's running for president, I think you're supposed to have some kind of a secret service, with you, because a lot of these politicians do anyway. He has to pay for his own security. The government's not allowing him that. So I don't know. He won't get it. I mean, let's be honest. He's not going to get it. They're going. The Democratic Party is going to try to put in Gavin Newsom, and we know that. So it's Anyway, politics aside, the age limit. Minus what I care about politics. The age limit of some of these people is just, it's not. Other countries are looking at us and they're going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Did this guy just stroke out twice on live TV and they're still running this man out there?
Yeah.
Like, it's sad. It's so sad.
He needs to go. Pelosi needs to go. Anybody that's over the age of 80 needs to go. And of course, you could
over 70.
Well, yeah, but I know what people are saying. Oh, you're age discrimination. No,
is that
not.
A thing?
Yes, you can. Yeah, age discrimination.
You're age shaming someone?
More or less, yeah. And it's not that. It's the fact that their cognitive behavior is showing that they cannot function at a high level of this kind of job.
Yeah. I 1000%. Sorry, my ADD was kicking in for a second, and it was annoying me that my sign was not straight.
Or Stevie Jesus. There he is.
Right here.
What was that?
I was choking on my own spit.
Oh,
Um.
not much of a swallower.
Wow. Speaking of wow, Leody Tavares just struck out again. Speaking of wow, and something that we were going to talk about with another friend of ours, but he wasn't able to make it. Last week in wrestling was a very sad week.
God.
You had Terry Funk pass away at the age of 79. Some people were saying he was battling cancer. I'm not for sure. I never actually saw that.
He was battling something. We saw it on. It wasn't Dark Side of the Ring. It was the other A&E deal that Mick Foley is on. Treasures or something.
But he was living in an assisted facility anyway.
Yeah.
So, but then, oh, come on. Did he get all that? No, he did not get all that. But then the next day, very shocking and sad news. Bray Wyatt passed away. Wyndham Rotunda. Some people may know him as Bray Wyatt in the WWE. He is Wyndham Rotunda in real life. He is the son of Mike Rotunda, who, if you are an old school wrestling fan, was IRS. And Wyndham Bray's dad or grandfather was Blackjack Mulligan. And so Bray passed away. Come to find out, it was a heart attack. He had some heart issues. He had some stuff come up with COVID when he had got COVID last year, and that affected his heart. And that's it's very sad. I mean, that we lost Terry Funk, and then the next day we lose Bray Wyatt, and then a few days later we lose Bob Barker.
I thought he was already dead.
I am 1000% in agreement with you. I saw that come across my news feed on Twitter, and I thought, wait, I thought Bob Barker died like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Come to find out,
he died.
He was 99. He almost made it to 100. No, he was still kicking.
At least he didn't go over.
That meme traveled quickly. And the
thing with Bray or Wyndham was really shocking and sad. When he shot me the text, I was like, is it real? And that's sad that we had to do that nowadays, but I wanted it to be fake.
Yeah. I really was right there with you. I was very shocked. I messaged 3 or 4 people when it, you being one of them, and I was trying to do everything I could to confirm and find out all the information I could. And man, I was that one hurt, because being a fan of Bray's and not really liking some of the later stuff. Some of the Fiend stuff kind of got a little goofy, but overall, I really and truly thought that there were. I really and truly thought that he was going to make a comeback, and when that popped up, I was just like, I mean, I was at a loss for words. Hello, Mr. Little.
What's up, Brian?
But yeah, I mean, it was a really sad week for wrestling. And really and truly, the list of talent that we've lost this year is actually pretty damn long. I hang on, let me see if I still have that picture. It's yeah. So 8 this year in wrestling total. Mike
Golly.
Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, Superstar Billy Graham, Lanny Poffo. I don't know if many people know who Lanny Poffo is. Lanny Poffo is the brother of Macho Man Randy Savage. Of course, Terry Funk. We lost the Iron Sheik.
Yeah.
Jay Briscoe, who was very young, died in a car accident. Darren Drosdale
Yeah.
or Drozdov. Of course, you know everybody. If you're a wrestling fan, you knew that Droz was unfortunately living in a wheelchair now, and after a come on, hi, after a very unfortunate pile driver by D'Lo Brown, and then
That's right. Yeah.
and then not many people know who Mike Halleck is, but he was Mantar, and I don't know if people know who Mantar is. If you want to look that one up, that's quite a character that was rolled out back in the day for the WWE, WWF at the time. He was a half man, half bull, who
Minotaur.
wore a buffalo head or something to the ring.
Isn't that like what you call it, Saurus? Luchasaurus?
No, that idiot wears a dinosaur mask.
I know, but that's not
A,
the first time that gimmick was used.
a dinosaur?
That form of gimmick,
Oh,
Minotaur,
well,
that kind of
either
thing.
way. But yeah, so and then last week, was it last week? Is that when he broke the internet? I think I sent this over to. I think it was Mr. Gilly. Let me just make sure if this was last week. I don't remember when this was. Maybe it was last week. But the man that broke the internet, Oliver Anthony Music, comes out and has the song Richmond, North of Richmond. And the dude writes a song. It hits TikTok and it blows through the freaking roof.
Yeah. It resonates with everybody. I don't care what side of the aisle you sit on. That's a song that hits everybody. And it's true.
Yeah.
Everything in that song is true.
And he was on Rogan this week.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, his political views, and he was like, he's like, I'm not a right winger, I'm not a left winger. He's like, my political views aren't, this song was it was comical. And he even, said it in a video on YouTube. It was comical that video was used at the Republican debate, and it was about those rich assholes on TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he said, it was comical. I mean, it was about them. It wasn't about the left or the right. It was about politicians in general.
Right.
And I will say,
the irony and all that.
Yeah. And, I'll say this. His other songs are just as good. He's got other good songs besides that one.
Yes.
And I hope that, he sticks to making the music that he's making and continues to, stick to his guns. And he even said on Rogan, he said, he was like, as of right now, he was like, I don't want nobody running my social media. He said, it's me. If somebody reaches out to me to talk to me, they're talking to me. They're not talking to a publicist. They're not talking to anybody else. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. John Rich said the same thing on Chet Prather's show. Was that he reached out to him and he told him, said, "Hey, just hold on, because the whirlwind is just starting." And he said, "I'm here for you. Whatever you need, I'm more than happy to help you out."
Yeah. Which
And I
that's
think
pretty
that's
cool.
really cool.
Yeah.
And John Rich is another one that went solo. Like he went, he's independent now. No contract, no label. He's doing his own stuff, which I think is cool.
Heck yeah, that is pretty neat. I didn't know that. Oh no. Um, that's good. We caught that. Speaking of, we may get back into music shortly. But speaking of people that needed to hold on, about old, about old Ryan Priest this
Oh
past
yeah,
Sunday.
God, that was crazy.
Is that the wildest rollover you've ever seen in NASCAR?
No, Rusty Wallace is back in, I think, '93 at Talladega. That one
Okay,
was very
that,
similar.
that you watched live.
I mean, I watched that one when I was a kid live.
Bro, you don't remember the damn thing. You had to go back to YouTube and watch it.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
I am
What
not
was
gonna,
crazy is that the roof hatch opened, and he was very, very exposed.
Yeah, when you sent me that picture, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, that's not good.
No, but at the same time, I don't think it's really a design flaw because it's designed to open. Uh, I don't know what they could do because they have the roof hatch there for a reason, for
Right.
to get them in and out, in case of fire, or they're trapped on their side or something. The car's on fire, they can pop it open, kind of
Right.
funny car style.
Right.
But yeah,
But
that was an insane wreck.
that was freaking crazy.
For whatever reason, people are saying the grass has caused it. If anything, I think the grass softened some of the blows.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, the grass caught the car and might have caused it to.
And I'm not, because I'm going to listen to what I heard. I heard what Dale said, and Dale even said, at that speed, that car getting sideways, it's going to go airborne.
Oh yeah, it went airborne before it hit the grass.
Yeah, I mean, at that speed, going sideways, it's going to go airborne.
Yeah,
It's going to catch air. It's going to go flu, 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 and flip 13 times.
yeah, that's true, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is like a lot of people are saying that the grass is what caused it to cartwheel and tumble because it caught the car at a certain angle and that, and the other. I think that car was going to go tumbling down the straightaway regardless, whether grass was there or not.
Yeah.
And I think, if anything, the grass might have slowed it down.
Yeah. Because like you said, imagine if he was, imagine if he's on the front stretch, or not. I'm sorry, not the front stretch, but imagine that happens, at some place that.
Look at Darlington. Darlington is paved all the way around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at that spot where Brad Keselowski was doing donuts.
Yeah.
Because his car was on fire. Imagine if it would have happened there.
Right. He would just kept going all the way until the guardrail, maybe, over the wall.
Ball!
Okay, you blew out your microphone. Awesome.
Corey Seager is such a beautiful man.
I know who you like.
I want to hold him and squeeze him and love him and kiss him and hold him and make sure that he's okay and put him up on a shelf and put a halo on his head because he's an angel.
Right. Anywho, yeah, that was nuts. You want to talk about the playoffs? NASCAR playoffs?
I mean, we can, I don't know.
Yeah,
Eh.
they're starting.
Yeah, they're starting. I mean, it's early.
I already have my 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think we talked about this.
So I got Truex, Hamlin, Byron, and Larson.
Yeah, I think we talked about 3, not 4, but yeah.
Well, it's a championship 4, so
Well, yeah.
that's what I got.
I think Kevin's gonna sneak in.
In the 4,
Yeah.
they have no speed.
Mm.
The only track that they might have speed at would be Talladega, and that's next round. I ain't scared of you. You're on the other side of that screen.
Nice hit, Nathaniel Lowe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think Kevin's gonna sneak in, and that's only because I'm being cynical, and I'm really hoping and praying that he can win a race this year.
Oh, I want him to win the race too. Don't get me wrong. I would love for him to win a race. I want him to win this weekend.
I'd like to see him get hot this weekend.
Yeah, I would love to see Harvick win this weekend.
So, I had my fantasy draft last night.
Yeah.
Some acquisitions that I had: Tony Pollard.
Okay.
Stephon Diggs.
That's good.
I drafted Justin Fields.
Okay.
Aaron Jones.
I'm not sold on him, but
George Kittle.
That's good.
And some others. I got Evan Ingram as a backup tight end. I got let's see who else. What other tight end?
See, I would have tried to get TJ Hawkinson.
Who's throwing in the ball? Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And the Vikings just extended him, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or look for Dalton Schultz.
Somebody drafted Dalton.
Ah.
Before I could get to him. He was late. I got Evan Ingram pretty late, but I got the Cowboys defense. I think that's going to be a good fantasy football.
That's going to be a good one.
Jets
too. You couldn't have gone wrong with Jets either.
Yeah. I got Deuce Vaughn really late.
Okay.
Michael Pittman Jr., Darnell Mooney. Who's my other wide receiver? I got 4 wide receivers. I don't remember who my 4th one was. Fancy MMA league. Who'd you have? Brian, I'm not really for sure how I could do that. I mean, if it was just the league and you had like, what weight class are we looking at? Are we looking at heavyweights, welters, middle? Just all depends. If you wanted one from each league, then yeah, you could narrow it down pretty good, but be a hard one. I think that'd be a tough one to put together because they only fight once a year, and they only fight once every 6 months or so. So
you'd have to do a bracket more than you had to do like a bracket challenge, kind of a thing. I would think.
I got Anthony Richardson. I think he's going to be a good fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, I'm looking at Brock Purdy.
Oh, did he just stroke that? Get over. Damn. No, he didn't.
The things that people hear but don't see.
Brock Purdy may be pretty good.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of really good quarterbacks now, I think, across the league.
Yeah.
There's more than capable quarterbacks that you can draft versus the ones that you really just need to stay away from.
Yeah.
Like there's you have your stars, of course, but then, as a second pick for your bye week and all that stuff, or just to alternate based off who they're playing, what defense they're playing, there's really good secondary quarterbacks.
Right. I love fantasy. I mean, it's.
I thought we were going to have one.
I was going to do that league again, but it was just too. Yeah, that'd be a good pick. Um, it was just too complicated. I mean, and I'll be honest, it wasn't too complicated, but I wanted to have a year where I wasn't doing three fantasy football teams in three different leagues,
Yeah.
regardless if they were not for money or not. Um, and this year I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do one. I got suckered into one other free one, and I'm like, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to put too much effort into it. If I win, I win because it's a free league. But I fantasy football is just so fun, and doing it and having to manage a league is just kind of a pain in the ass. And I'm like, making sure people aren't cheating between father and son if they're on the same league, because that happened in our league last year.
Really?
Yeah, there was two guys that I caught trading players. Um,
The
and
one
then
that I was in, or a different one?
no, the one you were in.
Really?
Yeah. And I caught them trading players, and I said something to them, and they were like, "Oh, we're not doing that." And I was like, "Horse shit." I was like, "Y'all are too." Um, so
I didn't finish too bad in that league. I think fourth.
yeah, I mean, I finished like crap, but I wasn't putting too much into it towards the end of the season. Well, hello, we have a visitor.
You're on YouTube. Say hi.
Which of your 7 kids is that?
That's Allie. Close the door.
She about to turn the light out on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was it was fun doing that league, but I was like,
I don't blame you.
I'll
I wouldn't want to host one.
I'll bypass this year. And who knows? I may do it next year, but this year I was like, I just want to focus on my money league, try to win that, try to put some money in my pocket at the end of the season. And who knows? I'll see what happens. It was a weird draft this year. There was some odd picks at odd times for people. Somebody picked Isaiah Pacheco in like the 4th round. Yeah, that was our face too. All right, the hell?
That's one you're like, okay.
So we got football back. College was on last night. I watched a little bit of college football.
A&M plays tomorrow night.
Yep. I watched Nebraska and Minnesota, the Gophers. I think yes. I flipped the game on. It was 10-3. Nebraska was winning, and I was like, okay, we'll see what's happening. It was in the 4th quarter. No, it was in the 4th quarter. Minnesota had the ball. Maybe 5-something minutes left. They were driving down the field. They stalled. Nebraska got the ball back with like 2 or 3 minutes left, and they turned the ball over. Minnesota gets the ball, has a awesome drive, gets down the field, scores, ties the game up. Then Nebraska turns it over again. Minnesota drives down the field, kicks the field goal to win the game.
Wow.
And they were down 10-3 with like 5 minutes left in the 4th. And they
this is why we needed Andrew on.
Wow. Oh, he's a Nebraska fan.
He's a Nebraska fan.
Oh, I cannot wait to text him here in a minute.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that. I bet he was hot last night, boy.
Yeah.
Matt Rule going to run himself out of Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot he went there. I forgot that. I mean, I knew Carolina fired him, but I forgot that Nebraska hired him. He was. How long was he in Carolina?
Wasn't it just a season?
It was just like a season, yeah. And he just pooped all over the field, and then was like, "All right, well, I did my best." And they were like,
"Who they got now?"
Carolina?
Yeah,
I have no clue.
Rivera's at Washington.
Yeah, Ron Rivera's still in Washington. I don't know who their head coach is. Apparently,
fire up the old Googler.
apparently Minnesota's having trouble keeping helmets on tonight during batting. They just showed a compilation of like 6 different guys losing their batting helmets swinging tonight.
Maybe they're too sweaty.
Maybe. It's indoors. It's air conditioned. For all you softies that don't like the heat.
Us?
I don't mind the heat. I just don't like the heat.
I don't know. It's pretty nice sitting in that new stadium. I was like you. I was pissed off. They built it like, wow, we have a perfectly capable, but I never went to a July game.
I went to July. I went to
afternoon.
August. I was sitting up in them seats on a Sunday afternoon when it was 102.
No,
sweating, trying to drink as much beer as I could to stay hydrated. And more than likely, you were just sweating it all right back out. You weren't even catching a buzz.
No.
It's fun,
though. So
you didn't do it, did you?
A&M, huh?
You didn't do it, did you?
What?
You didn't watch heavyweights.
No.
You had one assignment.
I forgot.
It's been over a week.
I know. I forgot.
You had one.
I forget
assignment.
things. I thought we had this discussion how we've gotten older and we just forget things.
Well, yes, but
you gotta remind me.
I'll tell you like my wife tells me. Put a reminder in your phone.
Andrew, you know what? Andrew did that. He sent me a screenshot of Disney Plus.
And that's because he was watching it. That's right. Yeah, he sent me the same thing. He sent me the same thing. And I was like, man, I kind of want to watch that. Keep Percocet. Yep. So A&M plays tomorrow night, yes.
And they're playing Arkansas, right?
No, that's not tomorrow, is it? Because that game's always at AT&T. That's
what the ESPN banner said, I thought.
My phone said there's something wrong with the app. There it goes. No, they're playing New Mexico State. No, they're playing New Mexico. Sorry, not New Mexico State. They play they don't play Arkansas until the 30th. And that's always at Jerry World. Jura World.
Okay. Because I could have swore I saw a that's what I saw was the Lobos logo. From where I was sitting, it looked like the Razorback logo.
I see that if you squinted really hard. And
yeah. New contacts aren't on that great.
Yeah, I need to get some myself. We
lost all of our viewers. Oh, well.
We did?
Yeah. I don't care. We don't do it for them. We do it for us.
Be honest with you, I closed the app. So I'm the only one still in there now.
Oh boy.
I want to go live. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now a viewer is back. It'll be an interesting season. They gave him a rank of 23. I'm excited because college football's back, and you know me, I'm an Aggie. I love my team. There's a flag behind me, but this is going to be one of those years where I won't be surprised if we're terrible. But
that's pretty much every season.
Well, kiss my ass, but
I'm just saying I don't have a dog in the fight.
You know, I don't have a college team, do you?
I don't. I watch it just for entertainment.
Are we on the same page that college football is better than? I'm not going to say better, but college football is more entertaining.
Yes, more entertaining. Pro football.
Yeah. There's something about college football that is just like.
Well, before they started paying the players, I thought it was just for the love of the sport.
Yeah.
But now they're getting paid, which I don't agree with.
Well, when you're using their likeness.
Yeah, that's true. I still don't agree with them getting paid.
Oh,
I think a free education is enough of a payment.
that's true.
I think if you make if you make the team at all, your education should be paid for, regardless.
Yeah, I'm disagreeing with you. My ear itches. Sorry.
I
I
think that
would.
should be their payment. Is the free education for the next 4 or 5 years.
No disagreement. No disagreement at all. But when you're using their likeness, I really think that they should get something out of it.
Now, with all of that, do the NCAA women's softball team, soccer, golf?
If they use their likeness in a video game or on merchandise, I mean, why wouldn't? Well,
I mean, I think they all should get paid, regardless of their likeness or not.
and I bet you think women should get paid the same as men.
No.
God, there's only one person in here. It's me. Oh God.
Now, if you have a union, yes, women get paid the same as men because it happens with us.
What is funny is they just had, and I'm not making light of this. I'm not making fun of this. They just had 90 something thousand people go watch a volleyball game in Nebraska because they put a volleyball court on the football field.
Yeah.
And they sold that bitch out.
Really?
There was
For the women's volleyball.
For a women's volleyball game. They sold that bitch out. 90. I want to say it was like 91,000 people.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But have you seen collegiate volleyball?
No, I don't.
All right. So when Morgan was playing, we had Longhorn Network.
I'm not the hip with the volleyball crowd.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't, go to games and.
If Brian's in here, he's hip with the volleyball crowd.
Yeah. I don't go to games and stuff like that. I mean, I did because Morgan played. But when she was playing, I put on Longhorn Network anytime there was a volleyball game on, and we sat and watched it and watched how they flew around the court and how they attacked the ball, and so she can get some pointers and stuff. It's really entertaining. It's fun to watch. I just don't go out of my way to go and watch it.
Interesting.
Anyway.
That is one ugly dude.
I know. There's nothing I can do about it.
At least cut your hair. I need to cut mine.
It is. Well, I
mine's
need to shave it again.
Mine's too long. I can pull it, so it's too long.
I wanted to grow mine out. I really did, but I got the bozo kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
So I look like Pennywise.
Are you still following my my Spotify playlist, the new to me songs? Is that you that asked me about that, or was that somebody else? It must be. No, that was my mom. Sorry, my bad. See this dedication. Wife says you're gonna tell wife be on girls.
Appreciate it, Brian.
Oh well, we appreciate that.
If you get in a wreck, do not sue us.
Yeah. Called Jim Adler,
the
Texas Hammer.
I think he's a tough, smart lawyer. Or is that Jim Adler?
I don't know. I thought, who's the Texas Hammer? I thought that was Jim Adler. Exactly.
Appreciate it.
I thought he was the Texas Hammer.
Jim Adler. What's the other one then?
Brian Longcar.
Yeah,
he's the one that's dead, but his son has the his son does the commercials now.
Oh, Brian.
And they still call it Brian Longcar and Associates.
Oh,
I don't know if his son's named that. I don't know.
Brian.
No, I was asking you about that playlist because you were asking me about new country songs, and we've been trying to hook up with Justin.
Oh, thanks, Brian.
Oh, so he's the Texas Hammer, the
tough smart lawyer.
Yeah, okay. Um, so we have Rated JG, Justin Gillian, the podcast network, and man, homeboy has put me on some music in the recent months, and I'm telling you,
Brad sent it to me.
I have been blown out of the water by some of these guys. And I'll have to send some over to you, but we're trying to get Justin on and talk some more, talk music. We are a little older than Justin, but we share.
He's got an old soul. I feel like
we share a common ground with a lot of the music that we listen to.
He likes a lot of Appalachia style music, doesn't he?
Sure, you could say that. I mean, he's kind of in the same perspective as me. Is genre that the genre that we like is really soulful. Long car had a break
I think all of Lubbock is kind of steamy.
Yeah. Most of Lubbock's kind of sketchy, I bet.
Yeah, it's
but you could call it Appalachia, I guess. But man, he likes some soulful dudes, and he showed me the guy's named Nolan Taylor, Wyatt Flores. One he just recently shared, the red clay straw. Oh my gosh, man, these guys are good. I'm gonna have to send you some of these, some of their songs. I mean, these guys can jam their butts off, and some of them come from that area. Nolan Taylor's from Cincinnati. I mean, he doesn't really have a Appalachia sound to him, but there are some. I will say I will recommend some YouTube channels. Radio WV on YouTube is a really good one. And then what's the one that he just Western AF is another one. That's actually so the video that went truth. So truth be told, the TikTok that went viral for Oliver Anthony was
his real name is Christopher.
Yeah, his real name's Chris. The TikTok that went viral for him was actually from Radio West Virginia. The video was they recorded that and put it up on their YouTube, and that's where that TikTok video could that's where those clips don't pee in the water. I don't know what that means, but okay. Waka waka. But yeah, it was actually from Radio West Virginia. It was Radio WV. And man, I went through some of their catalog of videos of some of their songs. There's some of the different artists on there, and I found some, and I was like, "Yep, I got to find you on Spotify. I got to find you on Spotify. I got to find you on Spotify." Because I mean, there were some of them guys that are on there that just blow you out of the water. Some of the girls too. There was one girl I can't remember her daggum name right now, but picked a guitar and like just singing the songs, and I'm like just captivated over here.
See, this is what I like about not having to have major labels. People can I feel like I'm not one, but I feel like it's easier now for independent artists to put their music out and share it with the world. It's easier now than it ever has been. They just need a little bit of notoriety. Oliver Anthony Music got it through a TikTok video. I'm sure there's other people out there. Tyler Childers was kind of discovered the same way, I think. Maybe not TikTok, but YouTube, yeah. So it's easier now for people to make music and put it out there to the world and let them listen. I like where we're at musically in some genres and how I'm getting further and further away from mainstream music.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
You get to depths in the soul of people.
Yeah.
And, and you can really feel their their soul and the way they, they really feel in their heart that they pour into their music, like Tyler Childers stuff. I know he's got a label now. He's under a label, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
But there's something raw and authentic and pure about just about everything he puts out.
Yeah.
That I can feel. Even In Your Love, that's just a raw and pure song. That's a great song.
It's a weird music video, but good song.
It's weird, but it's very powerful.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you on that at all.
And there's a lot of people that don't want to watch the video because of what it is and what it depicts. But that there were people, embarrassed of things like that back then.
True.
And people that say that Brokeback Mountain was a horrible movie never watched it.
I'm not going to say it was a horrible movie because I've never watched it, but I ain't going to watch it.
It's a good movie.
But you won't watch Heavyweights because it makes fun of fat people.
Well, not now, then, yes, but then I just, whatever. I saw myself as one of them on the screen, and I didn't want to be made fun of.
They didn't make fun of fat people, though.
They exploited them.
How are you exploiting people? It's about a fat camp. It's a comedy.
Yeah, but they're making, I don't know, they were making fun of their obeseness.
No, they weren't.
I thought they were. That's why I didn't watch it.
I'll watch it. Really effeminate just then. I thought they were.
I was scratching my leg. Shut up.
She's going to work and I'm not. Or he's going to work and I'm not. Dream on. Look, this peanut fits right here.
Shit. Sure does.
Sure does. Still one of the funniest damn.
That's albums.
I can still laugh at that album, and I've heard it 100 times. Yeah, I can still laugh at that Rodney Carrington album, and I've heard it 100 times.
Oh yeah,
like
the Ron White one too.
Which one?
The Volvo.
The one where they turned my van into a tripod.
Yeah,
spinning me into a door. See, now after we get off, I'm gonna have to go watch that. I'm gonna have to go look for that because that's a hilarious clip. Like that's
it falls off.
It fell the
falls
fuck
off. It fell the fuck off.
Still, those two right there are.
We've got those albums to be rebellious, no doubt about it. At least I did because of the vulgarity in it.
And now, some comedy is good. There's some stuff that's out there that's good, but now you don't get the hilariousness of
hilarity
of that anymore. And it's sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's okay. Seriously, yeah. Ron White's big old fucking building.
You should have called Jim Adler.
Yeah. Oh,
Texas
man.
Hammer.
Oh, Simeon just got plugged right on the elbow. That had to hurt.
Ouch.
Luckily, he's got that big old thick pad on there. I hope he hit the pad. He plunked him pretty good. Golly, I was trying to think of another.
You had the Bill Ingvalls and the Jeff Foxworthys.
Can I be honest?
They were okay.
I never thought Jeff Foxworthy was that funny.
I did when I was younger. Because my family was that.
Yeah.
Yours too, probably.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're all a little hillbilly.
Redneck.
Whatever. You might be a redneck, yeah. I Bill Engvall was okay. I never. Well, I won't say never. I never. I won't say never. I didn't think. You know what? I will say never. I never thought Larry the Cable Guy was that funny.
Really? I did the first few albums. We saw him live. He was funny, but he's not. I cannot sit here and quote like I can Rodney Carrington.
Yeah.
I can't quote Larry the Cable
Yeah.
Guy.
I never thought. Um,
Yeah.
I'll tell you one who I never thought was funny, and I mean people thought he was hilarious was Dane Cook.
Yeah. No.
I never found him funny at all.
No.
Yeah, something about his comedy,
His delivery. I guess
something about that just never clicked. There was somebody else that I was thinking of the other day that I saw a TikTok of, and I was like, yeah, you still aren't funny. And it's who was that? I don't remember now. I did see something that made me laugh. That I was like, you know what? I didn't think he was funny back then, but I find these jokes funny now. Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff I didn't really laugh at back then, but now some of it I'm watching.
Well, we understand it better now.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, comedy to me is just hilarious, and now like with
Dave Chappelle was kind of like that for me.
And
Chappelle I wasn't really into.
And Chappelle now, predominantly, I guess he's talking about
Dane
Cook. And Chappelle now to me is hilarious.
Yeah.
His two specials that he has on Netflix are gold.
Yes. It's all about his delivery.
Yeah.
He's just subtle. Very subtle, and you have to be kind of keen and pick up on some of the stuff.
Yeah. That clip of or
yeah.
Here's a thought. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got a joke about a transgender friend of his, and I'm in tears. I'm laughing so hard, and I'm like, dude, I did not think the Chappelle Show was that funny. It was good, but it wasn't like something that like I couldn't miss. You know what I mean? Like.
Right. The only thing that I found on the Chappelle Show that was funny was the black racist.
That one was good. And his
gotcha,
see, that wasn't even a I mean, it was a Chappelle skit, but he had an opening monologue deal when he did Saturday Night Live. It was absolutely hilarious. Because they mixed in him as all of his most of his characters, and like he was the crackhead, he was the racist, he was Silky, the pimp, and he was like one of the like when he played the white guy, when they painted his face white and he played the white guy or whatever.
Okay.
And then he also played Negan. And it was the scene from The Walking Dead, and he had them all lined up. And I'll have to send you the clip. It's pretty funny, and it's to me it's even more funny that it's associated with SNL, because you watch some SNL stuff now, and it's like,
yeah, I don't watch
this
SNL.
is a bad.
Yeah,
like I have yet to see anything new that's come out of SNL and been like, oh, this is funny.
The last thing I can remember that was actually really good that came out from SNL was when Sandler went back, and they had all of his personalities in one room.
I have seen that one. Yeah, that one's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And I think it all depends on the host too.
Yeah.
Because Chappelle's, some of his skits were good. Eddie Murphy, some of his skits were good when he hosted a while back. I mean, this is all happened like 3 or 4 years ago. But yeah, I think it all just depends on who's the host.
Right.
If you have a really woke host, I think you're gonna bomb.
Right.
But yeah, well,
It's about that time.
we made it another hour.
Yeah.
We made it another fantastic Friday of live on YouTube, which I enjoy. I enjoy the feedback from our one guest that pops in regularly. Maybe one day we'll meet this character, Mr. YFB.
Yeah, whoever that guy is.
Yeah. May have to check that one out, Brian.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see the man popping into the chats. Check Mr. Brian Little out on Saturdays. He's coming up on 299 this weekend, and the big 300 for Brian coming up.
300 next week.
Yeah, so
that's gonna be a hell of a show.
That's a big milestone for Mr. Little.
It is.
Congrats on that as well.
Yeah, everybody needs to follow him and check him out. Really good stuff, and it takes a lot of work to put up 300 episodes, Brian and buddy. I'm really proud of you. That's good job, good work.
Absolutely. Don't want to clap too loud in front of the microphone, but yeah, hell of a job to do that. And maybe the empty slate will one day get to 300.
I would love for that to happen.
We have to get on the same working schedule, but
yeah.
Poor Chris has always had a jacked up work schedule, but
always.
Yeah, make sure you check out all the people on the YFB network. I know y'all, we blow y'all up with that all the time, but there's some really good stuff out there. And there used to be a podcast called Loud and Opinionated on there, and maybe one day he'll come out of retirement. But right now he's enjoying doing this one, and spending some quality time on his couch with his cats and his wife. But yeah, so in honor of Bob Barker, I will say make sure you get your pets spayed or neutered. And Chris,
as always, folks, take care of yourself and each other.
You stole my what? How is
what?
I'm done.
Hey, did you not steal my opening line?
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Oh, my bad.
So, take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you down the road.
And you mixed in that dumbass line.
Of course.